For me to talk to all the time is anybody that's already committed a murder, that's in trouble. They get it. They already get it. Your friend that got that time, he understands. I'm not judging anybody in this room. We're going to keep it real in here. Smartest people I ever met were people in prison, period. I did not graduate from high school. I have a GED. I am not a college graduate. None of those things. Smartest people I ever met were people in the street and people in prison. When you sell drugs, you gotta market it, distribute it, collect it when somebody doesn't pay you. Everything you have to do in a Fortune 500 company. If you can sell coke, crack, heroin, marijuana, you can sell cars, real estate, houses, businesses. It takes some intelligence to do that.
On special assignment, the story of a man born of affluence who then became a much sought-after criminal. But 10 years in prison made him vow to turn his life around and help make a difference.
Undercover task force that Lester Arati, then a detective sergeant, was in charge of, pulled me out of a Mercedes-Benz, put a shotgun to my head, and had me down on the ground.
That's how Victor Woods first met Largo Police Chief Lester Arati in 1984 when he was an officer in Buffalo Grove, Illinois.
This wasn't just a run-of-the-mill burglar that we arrested. This was a pretty sophisticated operation, and a pretty dangerous one too.
The bottom line is, if you don't figure out what Jay-Z figured out, because he's a dope dealer from Brooklyn that took all that game he had in the street and flipped the script and started selling CDs instead of heroin. I'm not telling you to change nothing. I met a brother the other day, man, at Marshall. They kicked him out, man, because he got angry and took a desk and threw it across the classroom. Stay angry. You don't need to throw the desk. But Donald Trump just wrote a book, Think Big and Kick Ass. The world is messed up. People can't even afford to put gas in their gas tanks. You're gonna need some game and some heart to make it out here. Y'all like guns. Black boys like guns. You all like guns. At the Juvenile Detention Center in Chicago, which is the biggest in the world. I've been working in there with young brothers for 10 years. So when y'all catch somebody and shoot them in the head, I see them the next day in the detention center. Y'all like guns. Man, join the Army or the Marines. We shoot like this outside the car. We shoot behind the alley. That's why we killing little kids. Some of us are killing little kids. I go speak at the funeral. If you like guns and you like to shoot people, join the Marines, go to Iraq and shoot some people in the head over there. Stop doing it in the neighborhood.
I looked in the mirror and didn't blame society, didn't blame anybody for why I was in prison. I blamed myself for making the wrong decisions. And when I began to make the right decisions, then good things began to happen to me.
Since that day in 1997, Victor has used his past to teach the future.
What do we do with black boys? I always tell them, if you don't have a plan, every state in the United States has a plan for you. See, if you don't do well in school, and see, the educational system that we have now in America is a disaster. Now, if you don't want to take it from me, if you're offended, Bill Gates said it. Write him a letter. That's why he built the school. What we do when young black boys and Hispanic and some white children have problems is we don't know what to do with them. Some kids learn differently. Some sit in the front and they get it, some of us don't. Some of us sit in the back of the class because we don't understand. Doesn't mean we're stupid. I was that kind of kid. They didn't know how to reach me. But now there's millions of kids like Victor. They didn't have alternative schools when I was a little boy. Now we kick the kid out, put him in the alternative school. Give it some fancy name, call it the Learning Academy. Higher education. And you got all these kids that have problems, and then from there, they go to the Juvenile Detention Center. And from there, they go to prison.
In his late teens, Victor led an armed robbery ring equipped with walkie-talkies and police scanners. He served several years in federal prison, but he simply returned to a life of crime. Victor got caught manufacturing and selling $40 million worth of fake Visa Gold cards and was sent to federal prison a second time.